Welcome to Season 3 of the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Hello, you lovely people. Welcome back to another Casual Camping Podcast with your favourite hosts, Tim and Ade. I, as you will recognise, am Ade.
And I am the wondrous and marvellous Tim.
Ooh,
In the words
Tim.
of Monty Python, there are those that call me Tim.
I did try to get moth going, but you weren't having it.
I'm not. You can't call me moth. Well, I mean, I didn't even answer to it half the time because it was like I didn't even know what you were saying.
Do stumble me words when I've had a beer or two. When he's had a beer or two.
Oh,
Don't sing. We can't have the copyright.
You definitely had a beer or two at the weekend. My
I really
word.
did. Although I did come home with some, Tim. I was proud of myself.
Yeah, I came home with some beers as well.
What the hell's going on? Is this like what the 50s do?
I know. What, the 1950s?
That's our reference point, Tim. That's our reference point.
It's all Teddy Boys from now on.
Yeah, how do we get that into camping? Oh, don't step on me green squid. Well, I can't even get the words out.
Surely they were blue suede shoes, but we're colourblind. Who knows what colour those suede shoes were?
My camo suede shoes.
That's what you get down the army surplus store. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Are you all right? Are you recovered?
I am. There is nothing so great as a weekend away in some woods. So it was warm, it was sunny out, and the dappled light that you get on a low covering of oak trees in, is it Leicestershire?
Yeah, it's somewhere between Tamworth and Leicester, isn't it? It's about halfway between Tamworth and Leicester. Although I did tell one of our party that it was in Telford. Ha!
Hey!
You know, don't follow my directions.
Yeah, well, we went to the wonderful Fire and Stars and just had an amazing time. One, getting our gear out, being able to play with the camping toys like we always say. And I think you really needed it. You've not been away for a while, have you?
It was great. So yeah, another pause of my camping because of moving house, doing all of that, having a number of birthday things happen at the weekends, which eats into the weeks like you wouldn't believe. And I'm not being grumpy, and I'm not being mean because I've had some amazing stuff happen for my special birthday, and it's like it's dragging on week after week after week, and I've still got some more stuff to do.
Yay!
But it does get in the way of going camping. I mean, come on, enough now. Enough already.
Mind you, though, you did have some wonderful toys to play with, Tim.
I did.
What did you try out this weekend?
Can't remember. What did I try out this weekend?
You had a coffee percolator, Winnowell coffee percolator.
I did. That was... I initially tried that on the open fire, hanging it off a tripod over the open fire. I gave it about half an hour, and it never really got hot enough to start doing the coffee. So I stuck it on the Jetboil Genesis, and quick as you like, I was drinking coffee. I have to say, it's a lovely percolator. It makes 4 massive cups of coffee because I'm not someone who wants a little tiny cup of coffee. I like a proper big mug of coffee, and it was great, absolutely brilliant.
Well, I haven't tried a coffee percolator, and I was kind of looking at what you were doing and going, he's not got that fire right, has he? Yeah, it's not getting the apex of that. So I think you need to persevere a little bit. But the other inquiring thing that I wanted to pick up there is, when are you going to stop calling the Genesis Jetboil or the Jetboil Genesis and just call it Jenny? Get Jenny on.
I'm
Warm
cooking
up,
on
Jenny.
cooking on Jenny tonight. Oh gosh. Yeah. We gotta start calling
We've
it.
got to rebrand it,
Yeah.
Hashtag Jenny.
I was amazed this week that we got tagged in. Was it Vixen Outdoors Adventures? Who is a lovely lady who's kitting out an overlanding van.
And she's doing a great job as well. I'm in love with that van.
I am in love with that van. When she gets that van on the road, we've got to do a camping meetup with that, because that van's a thing of beauty that she's doing. But she tagged us in that she after us talking about it, she's finally got around to purchasing her own Jenny. And that's like pretty awesome. That that kind of makes us influencers, which is just bizarre because we're just two quite stupid Yorkshire blokes. But I know for a fact she's not going to be disappointed with that, because I bloody love my Jenny.
Well, I mean,
I sound like Forrest Gump there. I always like my Jenny.
You're very good with the imitations, Tim. You really, really are. I like your Irish, I like your Australian, and I like your Forrest Gump, because you're a bit simple.
Stupid as a stupid does.
Tim, you can't say that. We can get copyrighted.
Oh, yes. Yorkshire is as Yorkshire does.
Leave that tea bag in longer, will you, love?
Who are? That's a different podcast, Ed.
I tell you, mind in the gutter. I wasn't meaning it that way. But yes, so it did a sterling service for group camping day, Jenny. It was Jetboil Jenny.
She did a cracking job. We're gonna come back to food, aren't we, later on? It's because I have to say we surpassed ourselves as a group of blokes out in a camping field. We surpassed ourselves in every single way cooking this weekend, and it's mouth-watering stuff just thinking about it. So we're going to come back to food a little bit later on.
Yes, and I think that is a slight nod to the last week's episode about being prepared.
Oh God, yeah! Did it ever work out? Did it ever work out? Oh my God!
I did get there and realise I brought too much stuff again, but I think that's just my natural thing of, oh, do I really want to leave that behind? I had repacked some things. I knew I wasn't going to use some of the cooking stuff, so I left that behind. So I did do some of that prep that we were talking about, but it also meant that actually we all ate good, and there wasn't a double up of burgers like there was, or a triple up of burgers.
No.
There wasn't a burger to be had.
I was going to say there wasn't a burger. It was it was amazing.
Ooh, burgers though. Ooh, fancy
nice burger. No, we did a really cracking job of prepping and getting stuff sorted, and the WhatsApp group absolutely worked out a treat of just making sure that everyone was on the same page. Everybody kind of picked something to bring. We all decided how we were going to cook it, and was it going to be grilled on the fire? Fire
did
pit?
We have the right equipment?
Yeah.
You asked me to bring my fire pit. You brought Jenny. You had your Dutch oven.
Yeah, just great. Yeah. So planning, being prepared, you end up with a much better trip. And like I say, we cooked some amazing food. Oh, yeah.
I think, and that works out for an awful lot of things. I think it really, really does.
So we went to Fire and Stars, didn't we? Fire and Stars Woodland camping, and the guys there are just brilliant. They were completely rammed. We hadn't done the prepping, as in booking it in advance. They were completely full, but I have to say, hats off to them. They opened up an extra bit of the woodland just for us, so that we could go, and I got to say thank you. They are brilliant guys at Fire and Stars campsite, and highly
Andy and
recommend.
Paul.
And Andy, it's definitely Andy. Definitely Andy. I think it's Andy and Mark.
I'm calling him Paul from here on in.
Okay.
Paul as
Andy and Matt.
None of them. I didn't speak to Matt. I did speak to Andy though. So.
Yeah. Andy wears the hat, and don't
you think you should let Matt wear the hat? Just because his name rhymes with it. Matt and the Hat.
Matt and the Hat. It's what was funny is I got there first, and because the bit of woods that they'd opened up was actually quite far away from the campsite, they very kindly said that we could drive further towards it, which was great. So we didn't have as far to take our equipment, but to show me where the site was to start with, they said, oh, and Adrian, who's another guy that works there, will take you in the golf buggy. So literally I went the length of the campsite like some posh toff, going past everyone else in a golf buggy, like I was just far too posh to walk to my own campsite. I felt like such a prat.
Either that or they looked at your knees, Tim, and went, no, let's golf buggy him. We don't want the health and safety down on us.
Yeah. It was like it was one of those people in the airport where they just go, you're not going to make gate 27. Come on, look.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, really well done to them. They did so well. And it's such a massive site. Anybody that is in the area that wants to go. I can't rave about it enough. And it was a really warm weekend. It really made me understand that actually there's a lot of people that don't go camping when it's super warm because tents are warm and stuff. Just find a woodland campsite, light fire and stars. It was lovely and cool under the canopy of the trees, and there was quite a lot of scrumping of wood to do as well. So I don't think we burnt any of our own wood, did we?
No. I brought 2 bags of wood home because we didn't. Well, we burnt. Matt brought 2 fence posts from home, and he wasn't going to take those home, so we burnt those. Those were the only pieces of wood that we burnt that we brought with us. Everything else was scrumped from woods around us.
And there was pallets in the wood as well, wasn't there? So somebody'd obviously done something at some point or collected stuff and then not got through it.
There was a lot of sort of dead standing branches and stuff that we could, it was nice and dry that we could collect up. We we were there for 2 nights. We at one point both nights we had about an 8-foot fire. It was all right, wasn't it?
It really was.
Both nights I do have the same picture of you standing there as the fire god with your arms outstretched.
What I was made for, Tim. It's what I was made for.
It is.
They don't call me Pyroade for nothing. I came back to the camp one thing, and you just put a whole pile on, and I was like envious. I did that the following night.
You did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. We're not leaving here with a pile of wood left for somebody else. We're doing it all.
Always copying me, Ade. You're always just copying me.
Sorry about it.
Going back to your point though, but the camping in the woods being a bit cooler. We had that heat wave quite recently, and it does come up in on Facebook in some of the other camping groups, other than ours. But why would you go to another group when ours is amazing? Casual Camping Podcast. But it does come up where people go, oh, how do you camp in hot weather? Oh, it's terrible in hot weather. Well, go woodland camping. If you know it's going to be really super hot and you still want to go camping, find a woodland somewhere because the temperature's much, much lower and it's really quite lovely.
Yeah.
Really lovely temperature in the woods.
I mean, getting up on a morning and the sunlight was just coming through the woodland. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Afternoon sun, just the dappled light. Absolutely cracking. Really cracking. Can't speak highly enough of it. And after a packed out site, their toilets were really, really clean.
Yeah, they were actually. I thought that they've increased their number of toilets there as well. and I thought they were all spotlessly clean, and that was the site was full. It was, as he put it when I checked in, it's actually over full with you. It's like, yeah, I know, thank you.
We're still coming.
Yeah. Here's my cash. But it's it was a really full site, but the facility stayed spotlessly clean, and I was really pleased. They've got the kitchen wash up station going properly now as well, so you can take your washing up down there and get it clean.
Yeah, I think the other thing, I was talking to Andy on the way in while he was showing me where we were going, and earlier in the year they said that they closed down at the end of the season, whereas actually now they're going to open up on Fridays and Saturdays throughout the year, just so anybody fancies a bit of winter camping, you can still find them at Fire and Stars. I think that's a great result, because I'll be certainly making sure that I take advantage of that this winter, and me hot tent.
Yeah, me too. I think that's great that we found somewhere that's not too far away. It's less than an hour for me, and it means we can use it year round. And it's a great site. It's a really, really great site. And there's a pub 100 yards down the road, and it's a good pub. Sells good beer.
I mean, I think the pub's a bit on the ropey side, to be honest. But, I've got high standards, Tim.
It had a bouncy castle. I mean, what more do you want?
I just wanted to get on that bouncy castle.
I know you did.
Did worry that it just didn't deflate.
Yeah, there's a weight limit.
Yeah. And I know we're talking about Fire and Stars. This isn't a plug for them. We paid our tickets and we went and we enjoyed ourselves. I think what we're trying to say is you will have something like that somewhere near you.
Yeah.
There's loads more sites that are not on Pitch Up, that are doing their own thing or being on different sites. You can look for semi-wild camping in Woodland. They are getting there, because there's more of us that are liking doing that. So look out for them and really think about, if you're going to not go because it's too warm, wherever you are in the country. I know Australia starting to come into spring sometime soon.
Oh, look at you getting it right.
Yeah. Southern Hemisphere, eh?
Oh, konnichiwa.
So yeah, I think that's the thing. Even us, we're still learning every time that we go. But I think we that was must be a 85-90% good camping, I think, there.
Oh God, yeah, at least, and as you say about most places now are getting these sort of woodland campsites, and you should think about them, even if it's moving into winter. I know that the trees don't have the leaves on them anymore if they're deciduous, but the temperature will be slightly warmer when you're just amongst the trees, because the air just moves differently. So even for winter camping, it's marginally warmer when you're in amongst all the trees. It's definitely worth having a look for a woodland camp, because it's just been great, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think that really brings us round to the fact that I swag camped once again. It's all I seem to have done, though. I absolutely love it. I have a really good night's sleep. It's a blackout tent. It's a canvas tent. I absolutely love it.
You are Sir Swag-a-Lot.
I am Sir Swag-a-Lot. My other tents are getting jealous about it. There's going to be I'm going to have to sell one just to get another.
They've been talking about you behind your back.
That's it. They're dead to me now.
Some of them have been saying to me, Tim, will you take us out? Go on. We haven't been out for ages. That Snow Peak tent that you bought, that hasn't been out for 2 years now. That's going, come on, Tim. It's not been 2 years, has it? It was last year.
No, it was last year. It's been a year.
It's been a year. It's not played. It's not been It's not been out the shed for a year, but you're never going to get rid of that tent. I'm never going to let you get rid of that tent.
No,
That
it's a beautiful tent.
That's a lifetime keeper.
Yeah. So I did that. It was lovely. I actually built a platform for the bed that I tried to do the last time we went up to Yorkshire, but the struts that I used wouldn't take the weight of me and a tent. I'm blaming the tent, but it might have been me. So I've tried that again. I'll put some pictures up of what I've made over this coming week. But you once again went in the hammock.
Can I just say that whole bed breaking episode? It was like, what's the analogy of like an immovable object meets something, I don't know, really heavy. The bed breaks, essentially. It's that was hilariously funny in Yorkshire when you climbed on it and it all just went crunch, 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 and you got in a bit of a rage and then just threw it all on the fire. And it all got burnt. It had taken you ages to put it together, but
yeah.
The version 2.0 was, I have to say, it looked far more substantial. It looked incredible. You'd done fastenings so that the swag actually attached to it and wouldn't move or slip, and it looked really great. You know, look at the pictures on our socials, everybody, because you did a good job with the old Burke and Wills swag, getting it raised up on its own platform.
Yeah, and it was something, so I didn't spend any money on that. I got some free pallets. I took off the wood. I sanded the wood. I cut it to length and made sure, got the footprint of my swag sorted and then strapped it up. So it's just like creating slats that you would on a bed, really. Yeah. But it was for the dimensions of the swag, and also made sure that, and because I learned something when I just put the swag on the camp bed, that the poles sagged really down. So, I was fine with it, but actually, you just wanted it to be a bit more flatter, and it worked like a treat. It really, really did. And to not be on the ground and to have that sitting position was it's just really quite nice. I was really testing it out to see whether or not I needed to add more of the slats in case I felt the slats, but I didn't. I mean, the foam on those things are unbelievably dense, really comfy, and, it's no feather bed, but it is comfy. So, it was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
Well done. This episode, we haven't come up with the title yet, but we might call it Swagathon. I don't know. Swag off. Let's call it Swag off. It was really a swag off, wasn't it? This episode, because the camping trip, because Goodtime Tom, long-time friend of the show, long-time listener, no-time caller. He
no-time caller, sometime videographer.
Yes, definitely. Yes, he was. Yes, he has been videographer, and very, very good of him to help record some of the great cooking that we did this weekend.
Yeah.
But so he's got a swag. He's got a Hollow Wild swag, and so it was really good actually to see another swag and do a bit of a comparison of materials and comfort and everything else, and for someone who's not swagged, I have to say they both look quite similar. They both look really good quality. I think you'd be happy with either of them. But we did let you and Tom just have a bit of a chat. So should we jump away to that and let you and Tom talk about your swags? So we're in the field, and there's a bit of a swagathon, swag off, swaganata, I don't know. You two, so Ade's here, Tom's here, they've both got swags. I'm just going to jump out of this conversation and they're going to talk about swags.
So, as listeners will know, Ade's had a Burke & Wills swag for the last couple of years, and I absolutely love it. One of the best tent experiences that I've had. It's something that from Australia, they have swags an awful lot. I wasn't aware of them, and being introduced to it, I think it's an absolutely great bit of kit that you can just roll out. Very simple, quick, easy. And I think in this age of roof tents, of bringing less kit and things like that, what a great way to do it, and certainly very bushcrafty. And earlier in the year, we went to a show, and Tom, friend of the show, long-time listener and contributor and sometime filmer, bought a Hollow Wild swag, and at a very competitive price, because he went to a show and there was a show price, which we've always said, get to those shows and you can pick up some really good deals. And so we've been looking at the comparison. So Tom, first of all, tell us, how are you enjoying your swag?
Gosh, I'm just reflecting back to that. It's almost like I've been listening to the show.
You're not listening.
I'm really not listening. It's been great. So I am new to the swag world, as you rightly said. Earlier in the year, going to the caravan and camping show and visiting the Hollow Wild stand, which was very, very impressive, and seeing the swag that they had on offer there, it was a bit of a no-brainer. For me, the other tent that I'm using is the kind of big canvas 4-meter bell tent, which is absolutely fantastic, and I wouldn't change it. But actually, for a weekend like this, in some woodlands, very close quarters, wanting something sort of fast and light as we do with all the toys, being able to bring something like that and just roll it out and go for it has been great. So this is actually the first time I've used said swag, had it out in the garden, make sure there's no gaping holes in it and all that sort of stuff, which I'm glad to say there isn't. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised in terms of in terms of how it's gone up and how it's been for just the one night we've used them for so far.
And they are based off the same shape, and I don't think I'm copywriting anything by saying they are the same design. So whether or not one has copied off the other, I know Burke & Wills have been going for a long time, Hollow Wild haven't, but they are two bendy end poles that go to the corners, and then they have an extendable pole over the ridge that keeps that shape, and then you peg down some guy ropes at the ends. And I mean, they look exactly the same kind of shape. And so we were looking at actually the value versus any differences with them, and I'm not seeing a great deal of differences in regards to shape. Yours is slightly wider than mine, and yet we both had a really good night's sleep, didn't we?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So the kind of basic design, the basic shape, the basic layout of the swags is near enough identical. Both, as you said, with the set interline pole, both with the end pieces. Probably a couple of big things that stand out for me. One is in terms of weight, and I think that comes down to the thickness of the canvas used. So the Burke & Wills, absolutely that real heavy duty thick canvas, and you can really kind of feel that in terms of the not only just the kind of general weight of it, but the flex that's in the canvas itself. The Hollow Wild, still good high quality canvas, but it is significantly lighter, I think, than the Burke & Wills. You mentioned in terms of the internal space, the width of it, the Hollow Wild is wider. So I would say I think it's kind of marketed as a double, and you can definitely feel that sort of extra space. And actually sleeping in it last night, I definitely found myself gravitating more to the one side of it. But you could spread out and starfish quite comfortably within that. Similarly enough, you could fit two people in there, I think.
And I'm not sure that I would want to share mine with two people. I think yours is definitely a two people person. Yeah. Mine's one of those what they do go, oh, it's a two person because technically you've got mine's 110 centimeters wide, so technically shoulder to shoulder, top and tail, you get two people in there. It's just whether or not you would want to. It's close quarters, and you'd have to be pretty friendly with him or her just to sort of have a good night's sleep, I think, really. So yeah, I quite like the fact that yours has got that extra little bit, and it looks as if it's about 20 centimetres to me extra, which is then a nice bit of space.
Yeah, it is. You can definitely feel the difference when you're sat inside and when you're lying inside. You've just got that extra width there with the whole Hollow Wild. The other thing we were kind of talking about was around the mattress. So both of them come with the sort of foam based mattress. I think the Burke & Wills has got an edge, just a slight edge in terms of the density of the foam. I think it feels a bit more of a memory foam type thing, would you say, compared to the whole Hollow Wild. Both kind of equally comfortable, but I think the Burke & Wills has got the edge for me in terms of the density of that mat.
And yeah, I think the mattress is the thing that really sells the Burke & Wills for me. I wouldn't change it because, one, I've got it, but I've had the best night's sleep in there. I think the breathability of the canvas, which is something that I hadn't really experienced because I've always been in kind of nylon tents, ripstop fabrics. The actual blackoutness of the fabric, because the canvas is so thick. And there is a lot of weight to that. These are not light things by any means, but you roll them up and there is a shoulder strap and you just carry them in and unroll them. This weekend, I've hitched mine up onto some slats on top of a bed. And so it's kind of seat in height to get, swing your legs in and out of. It's worked quite well. I'm really pleased with it. I'm going to do that again and again, I think. But, without that, you're trying to be fast and light-ish, just rolling it out on the floor. And it's really, really good just on the floor and comfortable and blackout and all the things. And it feels really cool. There's loads of vents inside. There's even boot bags so that you can lock your boots away without anything crawling into them, etc. So...
Yeah, I just kind of agree with everything that you've said there. Really, absolutely love the extra dimension that having it up on the camp bed gives it. And I think if you're talking about getting off the ground, getting away from the cold, if you're using it in the colder months, I think that gives it that extra level of longevity throughout the year and turns it more, if maybe not a full kind of 4 season, maybe more of a strong 3 season option for you if you don't want to take your big heavy things.
I think as a kind of roundup there, we're both really happy with the swags that we've got. There's quite a lot of swags out there on the market, but if anybody's thinking about swags, certainly have a look at Hollow Wild, have a look at Burke & Wills. There's some various different shapes that other people do. Canvas cutters is another one, but yeah, both really happy with what we've got, and it's really interesting to see such a similar swag and still know that we'd probably keep our own.
Absolutely, and I would say to anyone out there who's considering it, yeah, go for it. Happy swag-agging.
So Tim again here. So I would love to go for a swag, but obviously I can't take part in this conversation because I can't get it off Ade. But someday, as long as I check it over with a black light, maybe I'll be able to have a go on the Burke & Wills swag. But until then, thanks guys for talking about those. It's great to be out in the field and see 2 swags because that don't happen very often. So that's cool. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Brilliant. I think what I surmised from that is each of us were really happy with our swags and wouldn't swap them.
Yeah.
But actually, they're not too dissimilar. So
they're not too dissimilar. And although Tom got his at an incredible show price,
yeah,
which we've said all along, go to the shows. They do show prices that you're never going to see anywhere else. It's really worth hunting out these camping shows and outdoor shows. Even at full price, it's cheaper than the Burke and Wills, but actually, you do get what you pay for, don't you?
You get what you pay for, definitely.
Much heavier cotton and a thicker mattress. I think after the second night, so obviously we'd recorded that earlier in the weekend. After the second night, I remember Tom saying he's thinking about adding an extra mat inside because actually he's a side sleeper and he could feel the floor, which I don't think you've experienced that once with the swag, have you?
No, and I am a side sleeper as well, but maybe I'm just a bit more hard. No, I'm not hardier than Tom, but
well,
Tom Hardy.
He wishes he was called Tom Hardy. And I don't mean this by any disrespect to yourself. I know we joke about your weight quite a lot, but as you're both side sleepers, Tom's definitely featherweight, and you're definitely weight. I don't know what the next weight up from that would it be. Welter,
bantam, maybe. Oh, Bantam. Go on then. Heavyweight. Go on.
You're not a heavyweight.
Super heavy.
But Tom's quite a slight build, isn't he? And if he can lie on a mattress and lie on his side and feel the floor through it. If you were to swap swags for the night, chances are you probably feel that floor an awful lot more. And as I say, I'm not criticising your weight. I'm just saying, you do get what you pay for, don't you? Even at full price, I think that's
that's a good thing that I hadn't really thought about. So yeah, I think the price that Tom got it for was mine sort of 3-4 times better. And I don't think it was.
No.
But, absolutely love it. And I think for the price that they have them for, absolutely Burke and Wills is what I would choose. The quality is great. But there's something for everybody's price point. I do beg your pardon, Tim.
Sorry.
Talking over you.
It's at full price for the Hollow Wild one, the Burke and Wills. What did that work out at? 50% more. I think it probably is about 50% better, just from the quality of the materials involved. But I think the build is probably about the same. We did talk about the is the Burke and Wills one like too higher quality? And we kind of thought, oh, maybe it is, until we then kind of thought about, well, actually, it's designed for use in the bush to stop really nasty, horrible, creepy crawlies biting their way in and cutting their way in and getting into you. So actually, for the environment it's designed for, it's exactly what you want. You wouldn't want anything thinner canvas than what that's got on it, because it's going to protect you from all those nasty things down under that... I know Australian people go, it's not so bad, but, you're wrong. It is that bad.
It is that bad.
It's that bad. It's scary.
I was saying to somebody yesterday, I was like, I think it looks brilliant. I think it looks really nice. The snakes and the spiders, lovely beach there. Oh, we're going to think, watch out for the sharks as well, eh?
Yeah.
So it is that bad. And...
All that said, we love our Australian listeners.
Oh, we really do. I hope they're all sat there nodding along, going, "Yeah, they're not wrong. Them Poms are not wrong.
They're not wrong, are they now, mate?"
Passes are Fosters.
Surely it's Castlemaine 4X.
They wouldn't give a 4X for that,
No,
mate.
of course. I wouldn't joke with Castlemaine 4X.
So, oh God, we're advertising now, are we? We've got new sponsors.
Oh, can you imagine if we were sponsored by beer? The only thing we spend more money on than camping.
It really is. But and this is a thought for you. I truly believe the Burke and Wills is a heritage product.
Yeah.
I don't mean that you necessarily hand it down, but you will have it for a lifetime, and it is bomb-proof for that lifetime. I didn't get the impression from Hollow Wild swag that was. It'll last a long time, but I don't think it's a lifetime worth.
Yeah, well, when we camped with Rob of Burke and Wills fame, he was camping in his swag that he'd had for over 20 years, and it looked great, and it had a bit of patina, it had a bit of life to it, but it was a solid piece of kit that you'd be happy to camp in today as you were when it was new. So, something to be said. You know, we've said all along, you pay a premium for some things, but it does pay you back in a lifetime worth of adventures.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about. I wanted to just make the point that when I made my bed for the swag, it's not cost me a penny. So although I do have quite expensive tastes in regards to some things, I went and got the pallets. I took the struts off the pallets. I cut them to size. You've given me the bed that it goes on. So, didn't cost me anything.
No.
Ade's upgrading his kit.
So I've got a mediocre 5-star review that links perfectly to, almost like we planned it.
Oh,
what's going on, Ed?
This is unscripted, Tim. I don't know how that happened at all. I'm on my second beer. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
I'm on a cup of coffee. Yeah, it's not the same. Although I have had, snack of the week is it's an apple pie cookie. And I know we're in the UK, but it is actually called an apple pie cookie. It's bloody lovely. It's like a cinnamon and apple chewy soft cookie.
Like a bear claw in America.
What's a bear claw? I thought they were like yum-yums.
No, it's donut with chopped up apple and cinnamon in it with then like a drizzle over it. Dad used to make them when we were in Canada. Bear claw. Do you not remember?
We weren't allowed to eat stuff from the bakehouse.
Tim, you had to work in the bakehouse. Then you could help yourself.
I was 9, Ed.
I was 13. I was still working.
Get up that chimney. Oh, you're still up the chimneys. Anyway, so John Yates.
John As.
Not sure that works. John As. Jonas. He calls himself Johnny Ace 666.
There you go. You see,
he's already given himself John Ace.
Are you allowed to give yourself the Ace name? I thought other people could only bestow that on you.
Yeah,
but John, maybe his friends have bestowed that. He sounds like
possibly. If not, maybe he's just got really great self-belief. Maybe. But he says he starts his review with "Love the podcast," although I tend to agree with Tim when he accused Ade of being a snob, which I love. Great and very useful information. I have learned a few things while listening my way through the archives. Being an Aussie, so again, this is like this was planned, and I'm telling you, it absolutely wasn't. Being an Aussie, some of the humour and references to people I've never heard of do go over my head, but I do love listening to a podcast by people with a great sense of humour.
Who's he? Which podcast that is listening to?
This one. He's listening.
Brilliant.
I've got another one. Do you want it?
My God! Two in a week.
Tim,
let's save them up. Don't. No, go on.
I can do.
No,
Do you want this next week?
Do
All
it
right
now.
then. This is from Mark Jonah Jones. I know. Mark Jonah Jones. Hello.
Jonah Jones.
We're listening.
Maybe this is a thing because we know Mr. Chaz Chazington. Maybe the alliteration on your first name and your surname is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Adas. No.
No.
Just makes me sound like I've contracted something, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. We're getting some cream for that. Ed. Stop it from itching quite so much. Oh dear. So Mark Jonah Jones says, since I started listening to this podcast, I've upgraded nearly all my kit, and it's all your fault!
Well
Exclamation
done.
mark. But yes, well done. I now own a 4-meter canvas bell tent with wood-burning stove and thick Hessian carpets. Then we've had to upgrade our car to a van, which has been partially converted as our car wasn't big enough for all the new kit. Can you start reviewing very cheap gear, please, as you've already cost me around 15 grand? Anyway, here's your 5 stars. Keep up the banter, humour, terrible 70s and 80s TV and music references. Ka-ching. I think you spent the most out of any of the listeners so far. Well done.
It's you're welcome.
Yes.
Amazing.
And if you meet us in a camper field somewhere, we'll review all of that £15,000 for you.
We'll go through it like a fine-tooth comb. Going, oh, what's this? Let's have a look. Ooh, it'd be brilliant.
I wouldn't have bought that. Oh, no, that would just be mean. That would be mean.
No, what I love about, I mean, we met up with our sister when we were up in Northumberland, and she was going, oh, I'm a little bit nervous because like you guys and stuff. I do not give two hoots what other people have, what they're camping in. I'm no snob whatsoever. I'm a snob about my own stuff because I've got that little insight into, oh, maybe that'll make next weekend better. Oh, I could do that, or I could do this, or I see it somewhere else and go, oh, I'll do my version of it. But that in no way makes me judgy about anybody else, and just loving the fact that people get out there and are doing their own thing because we all bring something to it.
Yeah, whatever people are using to get out there, it's the getting out there that's important. We've always said that, and so yeah, there is no snobbery. You know, if you've got a borrowed tent from someone else, if you've got a second-hand tent, if you've got an eBay purchase, if you've got a £50 tent, you know, if you've got a £2,000 tent, it makes no difference to us. We're just glad that people are going out camping because that's what it's all about, people. Because that's the happy place.
It really, really is. And it's the peaceful place. It's the burning place. It's the great food place. It's the great company place. And it's the solitude place. I think that's the thing. You don't get that on a package holiday, do you?
No.
You're not cruising around with, 2,000 other people. You are in a woodland or
you're making it unique, aren't you? You're making it unique for you with all of your stuff. Because nobody, we all camp in our own way. Even if two people went and bought all the same equipment, you'd set it up in a slightly different way. So that's the beauty of camping is it's completely unique to you.
Yeah.
This weekend I was hammock camping again. And I thought I'd give that another go, and it was, it was all right. Probably not.
Did somebody have cold feet?
Somebody had quite cold feet. I don't think I set my tarp up properly because I changed my tarp after the first night. I was all right the first night, and I've changed my tarp slightly, and it was more open. And I think I had a bit of a crosswind coming in. And once my feet got cold, because they're kind of in a hammock, your feet are higher than your hips. Warm blood doesn't flow uphill very well. My feet were cold and kept waking me up, and I had quite a cold night the second night. So I think the hammock's away now for this year. It'll be next summer when that comes out again.
Yeah. And I have to say, even off your first time doing it, and you said it was such a wonderful night, you were really comfortable and stuff, I can't get excited about it and go, oh, I wish I was doing that.
Yeah,
Maybe I
I
just
was
like tents
still,
so much.
yeah, I was still comfortable. I was really comfortable. Don't have a bad back or anything like that. It was a really comfy night's sleep. But my feet got cold the second night, and once you get cold, it's hard to warm up again, and you can't move around a lot in a hammock without running the risk of throwing yourself out of it. And so you can't really move your legs around to warm them up and get the
Yeah.
kind of the blood flowing around again. So once I kind of got cold, I was cold, and I think I got up about 5 o'clock in the morning and started to get things. I made myself a coffee and started to pack up really because that was
Yeah.
the morning we were coming away. It was done
You know
now, but
what?
yeah,
You know what I did like as well, because it felt like individually we all won at camping. We all
okay,
had something that we really wanted to do.
mm,
There was not much envy around. We all brought the things that we wanted to be. I loved Matt's Force 10, Van
oh
Gogh,
gosh, heritage. You talk about heritage
Heritage.
tents. That is the ultimate heritage tent. So
The
it's the tent.
beautiful.
It's the tent off our logo. It is a very traditional, bright orange Force 10 steel ridge frame A-frame tent, and it is absolutely bomb-proof, completely bomb-proof. This tent. It's cotton. It's cotton, isn't it? Yes, it's polycotton.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Absolutely incredible tent. This is a really old tent, and he really wanted to bring it out and give it an outing in the woods, and it was just a beautiful thing to see.
It
We
was
got pictures of
so
that.
bright that when he picks, because it's a steel frame and it's a pitch inner first, and then you put the other thing. So the inner tent was so bright in this muted green and brown woodland that we were in. And then he put the outer layer on, which was faded but looked
Oh,
magnificent. And
just
I was
looked
just
great.
like, wow,
Yeah,
wow,
I love the
looked
fact
great.
that he had the original instructions with it still, and they're actually called erection instructions, which I just bloody love that. You wouldn't get that written today and stuff.
No.
It's a like you say with your swag, it's a real heritage piece. It's something that will outlive him, and he'll pass on if he wants to. I'm going camping with him to the lakes in September, and he's already decided because it was a success this weekend. That's what he's taking to the Lake District in
Is
September. Yeah,
it?
so yeah, he'll be kipping in that again, which is great.
And that's the thing. You imagine seeing that on a campsite somewhere. You'd want to go over and talk to that guy and go, "Wow,
Yeah,
like, oh, you've been camping a long time. You've got, it's
yeah,
like you
yeah,
say, heritage piece, amazing."
yeah,
And they're still doing the thing that they were made to do, which
yeah.
is keep you dry and give you space within that tent. And when you're doing a group camping thing, generally you're only sleeping in there.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't. I mean, Matt knew that we were bringing all of our toys, so he didn't need to bring any sort of cooking stuff or anything like that. It was literally somewhere to sleep. He did wreck his sleeping mat though, but his sleeping mat is I don't know. It's got to be about 10, 15 years old, and it did burst while he was sleeping on it.
Yeah.
But hey ho, these things don't last forever, and he's put a bit of weight on too.
Yeah. Oh, I really thank you for mentioning that.
Of course you will. What are friends for?
What are friends for? Well, yeah,
Should we?
no, so it was a great, great camping
Yeah.
experience and great place, great food. And, we did take our advice, I think, from the previous episode. A bit of
We,
planning meant no triple burgerage.
yeah. So shall we disappear to a minute mindfulness and then come back and talk about the amazing food that we cooked?
Yeah, that pop.
That was recorded live in the field on Saturday nights.
I was dancing around that crackling fire.
You were dancing around that crackling fire. So then, we decided for night one. We were cooking. We had 2 evening meals to cook for. Night one, we decided we were going to do a barbecue. But as you pointed out a couple of times already in the show, we absolutely didn't want to do the schoolboy error that we managed to do the last time, which was everybody bring burgers and we just have a burger-thon. So actually, nobody brought burgers in the end. So you decided to bring
chicken
pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
I brought some steaks. Matt brought some lamb steaks. Oh my God!
Lovely.
And then Tom said, "Oh, and I'll bring some ribs," which were, to me, I think of like little skinny packs of ribs. But he didn't bring skinny packs of ribs, did he? He went to a butcher's, and it was a set of ribs that were about 2 inches thick, and it was about a foot long and a foot. It was just massive. This set of ribs, and he'd rubbed it all down. He'd rubbed his meat, and got it all seasoned and wrapped up, and then we just started a massive cook off, didn't we? Of all this meat. We did have a salad as well and some couscous, and we gentrified it. We weren't just cavemen.
Well, it was there on the side. I don't think I got any couscous.
Did you not? Did you
No.
not? Oh, I quite like some couscous.
You changed him. I think what I really loved about it. So with the chicken, I went for small goujons, little trimmed bits, quite
Mini
a few of
fillets.
them, mini fillets, mainly because chicken on a barbecue, you don't want the outside and the inside being raw, outside burnt, and so went for the small ones. We did them kind of low and slow. It was quite nice. They came out first, and then we got other things on. So that eating went on for about 2 hours.
Yeah,
With a bit of snacks and a few beers and the next stuff's ready. And it was a great way to eat, wasn't it?
It was absolutely brilliant. It was guys in the field all working together to feed each other while we're all just chatting, bit of banter, and it was just bloody brilliant, actually.
It really was.
Bloody brilliant. And we certainly elevated the camping barbecue to a whole different level, because all of that food was like really nice quality ingredients, and we just spent hours cooking the next thing, then cooking the next bit, and doing it all, like you say, nice and slow. The ribs took the longest, but actually kind of gave you that time for your stomach to settle and get ready for the next bit.
You wouldn't have wanted those ribs any quicker. They were low and slow. We had a couple of different things that we were cooking on. So they were over the main fire, and then I brought my fire pit, and we'd been doing fire pit and grill. Snow Peak, lovely bit of kit is that.
Yeah, it is.
So useful. Need to clean it up, actually. I popped it away in this shed, and I should.
Oh. I can just see you now kind of going to clean it and actually just licking the grill.
Is that a bit of chicken just gnawing it off? Get off, cat. I'm having it.
Yeah. We don't recommend doing that. Please, God, don't do that. And God, imagine. There's a disclaimer at the end of the show. I know you don't listen to it.
Please listen.
That stops you from suing us.
Yeah. So yes, I think the fact that the cooking wasn't all on just one person, so we all took the responsibility to cook our own things.
Yeah.
So it quartered it up. And I don't know about you, if all of those things came out at once, I couldn't have eaten hardly any of it.
No, not at all.
And yet, actually, it was spread over 2 hours, and oh, we've got a little bit more. Yeah, great. I'll have a bit more of that. Bang, bang. Oh, it was just magical, magical. It was a really good thing.
A great way to spend the evening, because it took us the whole evening to cook and eat all of this, and it was just brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely. We'd all got set up, we'd all got all our gear out, everything was all done. We'd been to the pub for a couple of hours. We came back and we just started grilling food and making food, and we just spent a few hours grilling and then eating, and it was a really perfect night. I have to say, it was a really perfect night. I think it's gonna be a long time before we beat that one.
Yeah. But I think this is what I've tried to think about when we go camping now. Food is a big part of it, obviously. I think years ago it just used to be, actually, I'm drinking, so I just need to line my stomach or do something or other. And I love a burger. It's no criticism of the mighty burger or hot dog sausage or anything like that. It is just a question of, actually, you're in the field and you are chatting, you've got your gear, but actually it's some of those things like making feather sticks or making a fire. It's the preparation of food and taking that time, which I just really loved. And I think over the last couple of years, and I know when it started, it was Rob from Burke and Wills who invited us down to his Woodland, and he went, "Oh yeah, we're having a leg of lamb tonight. We're going to make kebabs," and I was blown away by it, because it's like, wow, not a great deal of messing about, burgers. They're on the grill. You got to keep an eye on them. Oh shit! Somebody's getting a burnt one.
Yeah.
And this is just different. He did ribs as well while he was doing that. Oh, here's the starter. So
it really highlighted
changed
to us, didn't it, that actually there's a different way of camp cooking that doesn't have to be quite so intensive. Although on the Saturday night with all of that meat, it was enjoyable to actually be taking it turns with the grill and moving stuff around and things
and
like that.
And stepping back a little bit, and you know, it's not your turn. Somebody else is doing it. Right, okay, I'm just easing off now. I'm cracking a beer. I'm having a laugh. Seeing what somebody's doing, offering to help if they need it. It just really took the pressure off, I think.
No, it was absolutely cracking. Absolutely cracking.
Really.
And then Sunday. So,
Tim, wait on a second. I don't think you can talk about your own magnificence here. I think I need to lead in on this.
Well, if you want to talk how marvellous I am, I'll let you, but I don't trust you, but go for it.
Well, so on the Sunday night, Tim had offered that he was going to do beef stew. And a beef stew, really, that he wanted to take a few hours to get it going, to brown off the beef. Nice shin beef, was it? Shin beef, or is it? Yeah. And just doing that in the field kind of blew my mind. I've tasted those kind of things before, and I was like, how will you do this? But, there was a bit of a, I don't mean to take anything away from you. There was a bit of sous chefing from the rest of us. We helped out, a bit of videoing and stuff.
It was totally
But you were the lead, you were head chef. And once again, something that took a couple of hours to do, maybe a bit more. We've been to the pub. You got it on. I think I did lunch for us. We all had a hot dog while you were starting to do that, just to, have a few beers, and that was going to take a bit of time.
An appetizer.
Hot
dog appetizer. I think we could say that quite comfortably.
I think so. And because you know what it's like when you're making food, you are a little bit nibblish. So there were snacks around and stuff, but I did a bit of dicing, somebody did a bit of slicing, somebody did a bit of stirring. We got the fire going. You had coals and briquettes and fire, and just get something bubbling away.
Yeah.
And it was magnificent. And then to top it all off, actually, there was two top-offs for me. One, you put dumplings in it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. And there might be people around the world going, what the heck is dumplings? Other than two Yorkshire people talking about stuff. Google it, people.
Yeah.
Google it. English dumplings. It's a amazing thing. So flour and stuff that you just pop in a bubbling casserole, and then they just grow and take on some of that. It's lovely, lovely. And then you pulled out Yorkshires and went, Ade, heat them up some way. And so we had Yorkshires, beef stew and dumplings with all the accoutrements that come with it. It was brilliant.
And some fried off new potatoes that
I forgot about them.
Yeah, no, it's so it was beef stew with carrots and turnip in that had done for about 2.5 hours in the Dutch oven over the wood fire. And in there was some dumplings. And then on your plate, you got a Yorkshire pudding that you toasted over the fire. We didn't cook the Yorkshire puddings in the field because that's an impossibility. So they were pre-made Yorkshire puddings, but we toasted them off. And then there was a good amount of fried and crispy new potatoes, and then served with a massive wedge of tiger bread. Wow. I have to say, thank you for those descriptions, and it went down very well. Everybody, I think everybody really enjoyed that one.
Oh my God! I mean, that's the thing. You've also just set a challenge as well. Yorkshire's in the field.
Yeah.
Yorkshire's in the field.
Blooming heck, that would be a real challenge. We might have to double Dutch oven that to cook something in one and Yorkshire's in the other, but we could give that a try.
While we're skipping?
On one leg, tapping your forehead and rubbing your tummy.
Double Dutch in it, Tim.
Oh God! Oh, funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the whole weekend, both nights worth of food were definitely a team approach. I mean, I planned the menu for the second night, the meal for the second night, but we all did something in it. It was absolutely a collective success. And I have to say, from me, my aim, if we go back to our first episode of season 3, my aim this year was to improve my camp cooking and get away from just trying to do something to put nutrition in. You know what? Season's not over yet, and I think I ticked that box.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna give you it, Tim. I'm gonna give you it. We have, and I'm taking a small part in that, really. But I don't know what the next. We're going to have to do a cannon of lamb or something.
How'd you cook lamb in a cannon? Fast. Fast and hard.
Fast and hard. No, that's how they get kicked off my MasterChef. It's always like raw in the middle. They've done it too fast and hard.
They love raw lamb on MasterChef. I can't be doing with raw lamb. I know people say, oh, that's how you should eat it. It should be like pink. Yeah. I can't be doing with pink lamb.
No, they. I think what they do there is that they just mess around with the contestants. Like, you've got the dodgy oven. Just you thought you were confident. We'll knock a little bit off you, won't we? You think you're cooking at 200. That's 160. Boom.
See, and that's the beauty of cooking on an open fire out in a field. It's like you've no real idea what that temperature is.
No.
You just got to add more wood, take some wood away, and we did kind of have to fiddle with that, which was a really lovely thing to be doing. Going, it's too hot. So either rake over the fire a bit and get some of it moved away, or lift the pot on the chain a little bit more. And there's this constant moving it around to get it in that sweet spot, so it was just at the right temperature. And that was half the fun, wasn't it? Of us all kind of holding it all together while we move the pot around and everything else. And somebody sets the lid off, somebody stirs it, somebody then puts it back on the fire. It was a great team effort for four blokes in the woods, cooking up what I consider is camping gourmet food, if I do say so myself.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, reliving it this week, I hope we've inspired our listeners to think about what they're cooking next time they're out. Sometimes you need a bit of company in order to kind of up your game. So, invite those people and wow them with your A game.
Yeah.
Or do burgers,
Or do burgers, that's absolutely fine.
We are not snobs in any way. We've just eaten an awful lot of burgers over the years. And our friend... Tom from Off the Beaten Pot has really inspired us. And he does say that, he said, well, you were doing pretty well already. I was like, I think it's just keeping that going, really. There are times where it is just a burger and a hot dog sausage and that's it. Fast and light and whatever. But I'm liking the deliberate plan to keep everybody involved in it.
Yeah, no, it was great. Give that a go, everybody. So get out camping in the woods. Give a swag a go. Give a swag a chance. All we're saying is give swags a chance. It's we can't sing that. But up your A game with a bit of camp group cooking, because it pays dividends and it's a bloody good laugh. But I suppose we better clear off, really. We've probably talked enough this week.
I think we really have. You were pointing out the fact that last week was long, so we better make it shorter. I don't think we have, Tim.
No, I don't think we've succeeded, but hey-ho.
This is what happens when you just love talking about something. So we hope you enjoyed it. Find us on the socials. There will be pictures of what happened. Share yours as well.
Fab. Take care, everybody. I've been Tim.
I've been Ade.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.